How's it going, guys? This is Avollon, and welcome back to Avollon's World. Last episode, we renovated some storage and got it all nice and ready for when 1.16 comes out. So we're already there. Today's episode, we're in a new and probably not familiar location. If you didn't watch I think it was the second part of the world tour, welcome to Whiteridge. This is the village that I've been slowly building up when 1.14 first initially released. It was one of the things where it was like, oh yeah, you build up a village, you save it, you protect it, yada yada. That was my goal here. And when I first found this village, it did not have as many of these structures here. I've slowly been building up the different structures over time, adding the different profession houses, trying to get the villagers to breed, and it's been a pain to do that. But we've also added this nice wall here, and as you can see, we used diorite for the wall, hence the name Whiteridge. I had a lot of diorite, and I was like, oh, let's make a wall out of it. So it's a pretty simplistic design with some end caps here, which have a bell. The initial intention of this place was to make it for a raid, but I did some testing, and the raiders spawn over in this empty grass patch and behind that house. So it's kind of not possible unless we find a way that we can fortify the villagers inside, because I did a raid on a backup of this world and they just completely were like running around outside scrambling for their lives, not going inside like they should. So yeah, pretty fun stuff. But as you can see over here, we got an empty spot here and a whole bunch of empty terrain over here. We're going to change that in the coming episodes because we're not done with this project yet. I started it like over a year ago and we're finally going to finish it. We're going to make the butcher house over here, and then over here is going to be my house, a barn, and the little Fletcher's house. Those are the plans for the inside of the walls, and I do have some plans for the outside of the walls as well. There's also a village off in the distance I've been trying to steal villagers from. I'm going to make a thing over here and a thing over here, but those will be in the coming episodes. Today we're going to focus on making my house and Fletcher's house and getting the area all nice and lit up, because currently, yeah, the only light here is the lanterns, lamp posts, torches, the occasional lantern here and there. So it's kind of not exactly safe. Baddies can spawn inside the wall, and I only got 3 golems, and it's quite a big area for them to patrol. So I'm going to get to lighting the area up. Probably is a good idea to do first, but I think I'm going to do the Fletcher's house, just to get that in place, because I kind of need to see how big that is and how it fits in this area to determine how I build my house. So those are the 2 things I want to get done, plus lighting the area up. So I'm going to get to doing that, and I will be back once I got some more progress to show you guys. House is done, or should I say workstation building, if that's what we want to call it. This is the Fletcher's house or workstation. I don't know what these are classified as because it doesn't have a bed, but I'm not too worried about what the inside looks like. But we got the Fletcher table. It doesn't have a UI, so I don't know why I tried to click on it. And yeah, so that gives me a pretty good idea of how big my house can be and take up this entire space in here, which seems like a good decent bit. So yeah, we'll go with that. What I'm going to do now is get the barn in place. I'm going to level the ground to this height here, and then make a long barn, just one of the natural generated village barns. So I'll do that, and I shall be back once I got a barn for these horses, which could use some names. So if you got some names for these dudes, leave them down in the comment section below. I got 2 of them here, and I'm pretty sure they don't have names, right? Nope, and nope. So yeah, they're both gray and white, both the same color. So yeah, give them some names. Leave them down in the comment below. Comment below? Comments below. Well, the barn is done, if that's what you want to call it. I think it's actually classified as a barn. Got the horses moved in there, and somewhere you can see I got a little tiny baby horse because they breed with golden carrots. I forgot about that. I did it on purpose though, not on accident. So now we got 3 horses in here. They've got a nice water trough in the back. You can kind of see the water. I'll go in there and show you guys. There is, in the naturally generated barn structures, if you find randomly in the world, there are like hay bales inside here, but I don't want to risk having a horse jump up and suffocate on them. And then we have 2 fence gates here if we ever need to move them out, which we might do because, you know, it's a village. Let's get rid of that dandelion. And we got a path going this way, which will connect up to our house. We flattened the road over here and made the path, I guess, kind of like it is, somewhat. Village paths are kind of tricky to do, considering that you have some grass blocks here and there. I tend to always just do full path blocks, but that is all of the village structures. Actually, no, it's not. I lied. There's still the butcher's house over there, but we're going to worry about that next episode. So those 2 houses and barns are in place. We have this empty spot over here. There's nothing small enough that can fit in there, and I probably could have put a house here if I really wanted to. Probably could have put one here, to be honest, but I think there's enough houses in here, especially because this house I think has like 4 beds in total. That's one of the reasons I built that one. There's enough houses and buildings in here that there should be enough beds for villagers to occupy, but having them breed is going to take literally forever. I haven't seen a baby villager. That doesn't mean there might not be one, because those dudes are over there staring at each other intently. And yeah, so I'm going to get to laying out the foundations of my house now that I know how big I can make it, and I'll be back once I got something to show you guys. I want to try working around this flower box because this is naturally generated, so we're going to work around that. So I'll be back once I got some foundations. Got some foundations. That's about it. It's going to be a multi-story building, and I normally don't do those for houses, so it's at least going to have 2, probably 3 stories. One's going to be this is kind of like the basement, I would say, and then it's going to have a middle floor, which is probably going to house some storage, and the 3rd floor will probably house my bed, I would assume. You can also see there's some bricks out the back there. I got bricks in my inventory here. I'm going to push myself to try and make some sort of chimney. I'm going to try. It's probably going to look horrible, but that's one of the things I want to push myself with this build. One, I want it to look different from everything in this village, because everything is cobblestone and oak with a little bit of white terracotta. And yeah, it's quite heavy, so we're making it spruce so it sticks out, kind of almost like I'm the mayor of this village, which kind of makes some sense. Kind of been sleeping over in this bed. You can see there's a unemployed villager dude over here. Actually, is he gonna try and go back to his village? Because that would suck. I might have to remove the beds over there and just let them chill over here. I built a canal. I think I mentioned that in the beginning of the episode to move some villagers over, and I finally figured out how to do it. It just takes some time and patience, and I can get them up to this point, and then they sort of walk in. What are you doing outside the gate, dude? Get inside, get inside, get inside. You're more useful inside with your people, right? Yeah. You want to defend the village. You want to protect the village. They must have made a new iron golem, to be honest. I don't know how else he would have gotten out here because the gate's been closed. And that gate's closed, or the villagers would have escaped. But I gotta just push him up ledges with slabs, which isn't the funnest thing to do. And then once I get him to this point, I just put him back in the boat and I can push him along that way. You're staring at him too. They've been staring at each other, just not making any baby villagers, but I'm not going to go through the process of making another breeder. I do have a whole bunch of crops I can bring over, but this I gotta just push them. There's a good number of villagers over here, and a good number of workstations. There is a villager that I traded with, which I probably shouldn't have done, and I stole that bed. I stole that bed. There's a grind, and yeah, there's a couple others houses scattered about. I heard of one villager I don't see up there. They are over there, and there's the golem. So I got the foundations. In between clips, I'm slowly gonna work more villagers over here and try to get them to breed a little bit, because we have more workstations than we do villagers at this moment. Like, we got 2 unemployed ones right here right now. I think he's unemployed. I don't know what happened to the other dude that was unemployed. He's got to be somewhere trying to do something. I would hope so. But anyway, I'm going to continue working through the, I want to watch these dudes. I'm going to watch these dudes, because that's what I want to do. Figure out who goes where, what goes where, who I got. There's more than one villager per trade. And I'm going to continue working on my house in the meantime. But thought I'd give you guys a little progress update, and I will be back once I got maybe another story to show you. Alright, went ahead and finished up the entire house, because you guys have probably seen somebody build a house in Minecraft. It's something that everybody does, even on their first night. So it's nothing too, like, crazy or fancy. It's got flat walls, but that's kind of what I go for. We've got a nice chimney, which is really bulky at the bottom, but I had to make it at least 3 wide, going all the way up. You never really will see the back part here, so I'm not too worried how it looks back here, but I might switch that out here and there, depending on if I think it's too bulky. But I like the fact that you can see the smoke. Where's my fireworks? There they are. That you can see the smoke from the smokestack. It just helps make the village feel more alive. And let me just say, the spruce was definitely a good idea. Nearly almost fell off there. A good idea to use, because it really helps make it pop with all of the different oak and cobblestone around here. Just the spruce makes it pop. You can see on the top, what was that? Oh, it's the fisher dude. He likes walking around. Yeah, I got the fisher dude over here. He's on one of those barrels, because there's a lot of them. Then I actually got the loom guy, the shepherd. I think that's what that classification, the profession is called. I still have to get a villager in for the Fletcher and the smoker over here, and there might be 1 or 2. Oh, and I think the cartographer, which is this building right here. And then we'll have each and every single profession. I did catch a villager on the wall. He was on the wall. I have these different ladders all over the place, so I can get up. And I think I knew villagers could walk up, not walk up, but climb up ladders. I just didn't think they would do it, but that guy did. So we gotta maybe remove those, or remove the bottom one or something. Still have a llama too. Anyway, back to the house. You can see I used some spruce trap doors as fences. Just decided to switch it up a little bit. I got an iron door so no villagers can go in there and, get stuck, because there's actually 3 different floors. But like I said, I really like how it looks, especially if you come over here. You can clearly see it up over the wall. It's one of the only taller structures in the entire place. I am going to build the taller smoker house, just so it kind of adds a little bit more depth to the village. But as we walk in here, we have a nice overhang. The rooms are only 2.5 blocks tall, but I'm not too bothered by that, because I'm not going to be spending a lot of time here. I'm only going to be, here doing small odd projects. Up here is probably going to be the bedroom, and down here is going to probably be storage and whatnot. We'll get to decorating this episode as well, but wanted to show you guys some progress, and it looks darn pretty cool. I might even eventually put a house here, because this is a pretty good open chunk of land right here, just to kind of fill in that space. I do have, not on me, but a whole bunch of pumpkins and melons and whatnot. I do want to scatter some of those around, like they were growing them at a farm, and have them stocked somewhere. Probably should have a warehouse at some point too. There's just a lot of things that this village could use to make it seem like it's functioning, but yeah. That's what I got so far, so I'm going to get to decorating it, and I'll be back once I got some rooms and stuff. So, this is probably the same view that we seen last time, but I went ahead and decorated the inside and finally moved out of the toolsmith dude over there, the weaponsmith. I don't actually know which one it is. Whichever one uses the smithing table. I've been living in that house, if you consider it a house, since I came over here, so it's finally... feels good to finally just not have to worry about the villager pushing me around, because I had chests and shulker boxes in there, and it was like a 1-block walkway, and he wanted to get to his workstation, if I can speak, and he would keep pushing me along the way, and it's like, dude, I'm trying to do something here. It was annoying, and now it's finally good to have our own home. So, clearly I had to put the map here. I didn't build it just to have it over at my base. We're having it literally everywhere. I got all my light sources, I believe, right here. Eventually, I need to flip that back. I need to light up the area like we did over at my base, you know, glowstone, then leaf block velvet, and then bone meal the area, make it look nicer, so that way nothing bad can spawn inside the walls, at least naturally. Apart from the raiders can spawn over there when we trigger a raid, which we will never do. I just need to light it up because even though we've got like 4 or 5 golems patrolling the area, zombies will happen to find their way and villagers will happen to be stupid and they'll die. So over here we've got some full shulker boxes, rotten flesh, whatnot. A couple books here. We got some more upstairs. Empty shulker boxes, totems and saddles. Tradables that we get, you know, tools, stuff like that. This is like my project chest, so if whatever I'm working on, like I'm working on my house right now, you know, we're going to be working with the farm and then the smoker eventually. The lighting, and that's why these boxes are here. I believe that's everything there. I have a lot of armor stands too. Am I ever going to put armor on them? Maybe. We come upstairs. This is like the main storage area. It's just got all my stuff. None of it's been organized right now. I just want to get all of it in chests. And I have 4 shulker boxes here that I just have to empty out. But I went for just single chests because I never just have like a single chest. I always use double chests because obviously they're better. But I decided to switch it up a little bit since this isn't going to be like my main storage area. It's only got to be, you know, a little tiny storage room to store bits and pieces. You can actually see the sun is going down. So as we come up top here, we got another map because why not? Painting. I think that's actually the only painting in the entire house, even though I got like 40 of them. More little books, probably more room for more books for a library, a little, you know, table that shouldn't do that, and our bed, which we can sleep in now. We actually have a bed, and I went for a red one because I had red wool. And we're using some red carpets for decoration. Then you can walk out here and just look at the entire village and admire it. And I think I picked a really good spot for this building because it kind of overlooks everything. You can get a clear view almost down to the other corner. You almost can get a look at the market over there, but once we put a house there, it might help block it up a little bit, which might be a good or bad thing. I do have a saddle, and I do have horse armor for that dude, so I can do that too. So yeah. Pretty fun stuff. Who was that? Is that the Fisher dude all the way up here? I have noticed that the villagers have gone to their workstations, so I'm not too worried about them wandering around. Yeah, he's all the way up here. I just don't know how villagers really work, even though this update has been out for way over a year now. I don't know if they've wandered too far away from their workstation that they forget about it. I mean, obviously they're not going to lose their trade, but I kind of like they all congregate in this area, and I would very much like if some villagers, you know, they go across the entire area. Oh, speaking of which, everybody's down here apparently, including the librarian. Alright then. And the farmer's down here. Alright, the villagers are confusing. Their AI makes no sense. But yeah, that's our house. I might scatter more campfires around the place, just to kind of make it more feel lived in. Oh, I thought I saw enchanted armor. It was the map in the window. That's actually really cool. Obviously we got to make sure the villagers can't step on it because they are stupid. You didn't hear me say that. They'll die. But I think having campfires around the place, maybe in like the market area or something, would help bring more life into this place. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to mess around with that. I'll do the lighting in between episodes. However, there's going to be a gap in between this episode and the next because I'm going on vacation. So there's going to be a little bit of a gap, but, you know, the next episode shouldn't take too long to record. And in the meantime, I can do some lighting up of the area and get things spawn-proof so none of my villagers can die. I also got to remove the ladders still. And I'm going to add this house here because I want to finish off this corner, and that's an empty gap. So I'm going to go ahead and go into a super flat world, fly around, try to see what small village houses there are, and I'm going to build one right there behind me, and we'll have another house and more beds, and hopefully, maybe, the villagers will... Alright, so I found a nice little tiny quaint house here. It's a naturally generated one. The only thing I switched out is roses for Lily of the Valleys, because, you know, I think they look a little bit nicer, and I had them, and I didn't have any roses or poppies. They're not roses anymore. All it has on the inside is a bed and a crafting bench, and this is actually only a piece of oak planks in the actual village structure. Don't know why. It's supposed to be some sort of table, but I decided to switch it out for a crafting table. And seeing this house and how tiny, if I can say the word right, it is, I decided that it's kind of an easy structure to just kind of throw in an empty gap. And as you can tell, there's a lot of empty gaps, like specifically right here. But this is kind of like the town center and the market, so it's kind of supposed to be open. But this little corner over here could easily fit one in. So I definitely going to do that in between episodes. And then, like right here, we probably could, if we really wanted to, we could put one in here. I don't think I will, because this is kind of where I always called this the church. I think it's actually classified as that, or it used to be. I really don't remember anymore. But, you know, it's kind of like a gathering point, and we got a house here. It still has the stuff in it that naturally generated with it. The cartography table and the cartographer. But then we actually built up the butcher's house over here, and we have another empty spot over here that little tiny house could probably fit in. So there's 2 spots yet that will be occupied by that little tiny home, whatever you want to call it. And actually right here probably could work too. So we might actually have 3 spots. You know, I keep finding them. The more houses we have, the more beds we have, which means the more villagers we can have, even though not all of them will be employed. Even though technically actually they will, because there's like 50 fish barrels over there. So they'll all be fishermen. So that'll work. But we got the butcher's shop over here. And I decided to go with the 2-story one instead of the 1-story flat one, because I want to add a little bit of elevation to this area. And the only thing that is different is in the natural structure. This fence isn't like this and wraps around. It actually just goes 6 blocks back and then 6 blocks back and connects up to this log here. But as you can tell, we kind of ran into the wall in the shepherd's house, so we couldn't do that. And I might actually continue the path around here just to kind of connect things up a little bit better than they are currently. We'll go like that. Yeah, that'll work. That works perfect. That's kind of what I've just been doing, is connecting up paths so you can kind of walk in and out of each building. Come in here, everything is pretty much the same as the structure. We got the smoker up here. Some minor details might be different, and some minor things I do want to point out. Most of the buildings have a flat spot on their roofs in the natural structures, where I went ahead and just put slabs on them, or did all stairs. Like this one over here looks like it's just solid blocks, but it's actually got a slab on top of it to stop mobs from spawning on top of it. We'll sleep in this bed tonight. Oh, never mind, it's not nighttime yet. How about now? Haha, it is. But anyway, that's all I got planned for today's episode. I'm kind of out of time, going on vacation in 2 days. And yeah, I gotta pack and get everything ready yet. So yeah, it's going to be quite some time till the next episode comes out. Probably about a week. Probably a little bit more. I know I'm going on vacation throughout the next week. I'll be back next Friday. And then it's Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. I always get Memorial Day and Labor Day mixed up. All I know is I have a Monday off. So we'll have some time then to get some stuff done. But the next episode is the 100 subscriber special. I released the explanation video yesterday, but when you're seeing this, it would have been 2 days ago. It's kind of confusing, but anyway, if you haven't seen that, go check it out, because it explains what I'm going to be doing for the 100 subscriber special, and it all relies on you guys. So I'll be coming back to that once I get back from vacation, picking the comment, randomly choosing it. I don't really know which one yet, but I'm going to leave it go for however long until I get back on vacation. Pick the comment, and then that'll be the next episode. So I had originally intended to continue working over here at Whiteridge next episode, but we hit 100 subscribers. We got to celebrate that, and then we'll be back here. So, without further ado, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like. If you got any suggestions for, you know, stuff to put over here, like I have in the works a farm going over there and like a lumberjack house with a sawmill going over in this area because this was a forest. I chopped it all down. Got to build these houses somehow, right? And they need to be supplied with food somehow, right? So if there's anything else you guys like you think would be beneficial to have in a village that would make it self-sustaining, let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button. I think I said that already. And if you could, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you could hit one of these many bells along the walls and the one down there, turn on notifications. That'd be pretty cool too. But without further ado, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. It's a 100 subscriber special next time. Messed up there. But I'll catch you in the next one. Farewell.